Happy Independence Day to the US of A. This pen project started out as a 4th of July project until Captain Eddie's video came out with Freedom Pen Challenge. We decided to step outside the box a little bit as a great way to show our servicemen and women how much their time and dedication means to us. Consider sending a pen to Captain Eddie. I will link his video in the description below. start with the chipped end in the chuck, because I won't be able to use that end anyway. Until now, it's been pretty standard pen making steps. You'll see I start to round the blank off first in preparation for measuring, marking, and cutting. Here you'll see me square the end of the blank. .250. As you can see, I mark 1/4 of an inch with my calipers and then take my parting tool and part it partially off, leaving it connected so I can do the next ring. That first one came off a little sooner than I was expecting. I'd like to have a little bit more control over them. As you'll see as I go through, I'll pull the tailstock back and then part each one off individually so that I can catch them. So I needed a total of 11 segments, and I couldn't get that out of the first 3 inches of blank, so I had to mount up another blank and go for it. I ended up making 12 to have one spare. On each side of each segment there was a small piece of resin that the parting tool wouldn't cut when it was spinning around. It just kind of broke off a little bit. Had to sand that off before I could stack the segments up nice. My biggest goal with this was to not glue my fingers to the blank. Of course, I did want to have a nice pattern when I got done, but I did not want to glue my fingers to the blank. Ooh, almost glued the tube to the stick.
Oh.
Get that so it doesn't. My fingernail's glued to my finger. Nothing says 4th of July like CA. I squared the blank up on the small lathe because I didn't have the proper barrel trimmer for it. Functional dysfunction. The blank didn't seem to turn any different than any other resin blank. I'll sand from 240 to 600 off camera so you don't have to watch me sand. That's 600. Put some denatured alcohol, clean up the dust before I put the paste on it.
So good on your camera, you bumped it.
Yeah, it's still good. Because of the way this this blank is created, I'm going to put a couple coats of CA on it just to be sure everything's bonded together. I don't want to have a problem with it later on. So we'll do a couple coats of thin, and then we'll go to the on to the sanding paste. So we're going to use Axe abrasive sanding paste to get this thing shined up and polished. Get her turned off. Start off by putting her on my hand. Start off by working it in at about 500-ish, give or take. Get that paste worked in really good. I put a little extra paste on the rag just to help it just to, as the blank dries up, I can kind of roll into it just a little bit. Get a little extra on there. Gives me a little bit longer for sanding. So I get it worked in at 5. Crank her up to about 1,000, 1,100, something like that. And I start to take it off. When I take it off, I start at the middle and work out toward my bushings. Because if you look, you get these black nasties off your bushings. You don't want to put that back up onto your blank. Bring my light down here so I can see. Get one side, and then you come back over and you do the other side. Not so much black nasties on those bushings. Till the rag is clean, nothing left coming off, and then we're good. See how she looks. I'm pretty happy with that. So now the rest of the super secret polishing is going to happen off camera. We'll be back in 10 or 15 minutes. 3 steps down, 1 to go. And it looks pretty darn good right now. The last one's the really fine. And then we'll put some polish on her, get her shined up. Good use for the old lathe, I found. So we're using an exemplar kit from Craft Supplies of the USA, woodturnerscatalog.com. Never used this kit before. Something I got with this lathe, this little lathe. I still haven't used them yet, so I figured it was a good time to try and put them to use. I got 3 kits with the lathe. So, go right there with it. Here's the final product. Of course, the freaking camera's not going to focus on it. There we go. I will put still photos up at the end of the video. I hope everyone has a safe and happy 4th of July. Enjoy the fireworks tonight.